As you all know, this year 2024, English Paper 2 excerpt will come from the Fathers of Nations. I have 25 excerpts with answers that can help you as you prepare. Get your PDF copy by contacting 072-646-8915 at an affordable and reasonable price. Here is excerpt number 3. Read the excerpt below and answer the questions that follow. 49 foreign heads of state were in Banjul for the summit. All looked happy, and why not? Had they not escaped from troublemakers in their home countries? They saw a stay free from trouble ahead of them here, in the Gambia, a country everyone kept calling the land of Kunta Kinte. All hoped to get from their stay as much rest as possible. Of course, at some point, they would each other take the flow and, as fans back home expected, address the summit, but this was something that they could do with little or no effort at all. For Gambians, though, the presence of so many visiting dignitaries was not fun. True, 49 heads of state could give a hosting country good publicity, but heads of state are a huge inconvenience. So, this publicity comes at a high price. Nowhere is the price higher than it is in Africa. Here, before the dignitaries arrive, bulldozers dispatched at night in slum clearance exercises demolish roadside kiosks on which whole families depend for their livelihood. This way, the dignitaries will see that a few streets once had sidewalks. Roads get rare layers of tarmac at times of maximum traffic. This way, motorists come to a standstill when it really hurts. Checkpoints sprout everywhere. This way, guards get even more bases for extorting bribes from passers-by. When the dignitaries finally arrive, water taps at which whole neighborhoods queue to get just buckets of water dry up because now all water has to go to new water fountains, built to mesmerize the visitors. Questions on Fathers of Nations Excerpt 3. 1. Explain what happens immediately before this extract, 3 marks. Ms. Mackenzie, a reporter for the Gambian News, is interviewing Dr. Afolabi on the summit scheduled to take place at the Seamount Hotel in Banjul. Ms. Mackenzie receives an urgent call from her boss and asks Afolabi to summarize his response so she can leave. She then asks to reschedule the meeting, but the interviewee declines, telling her to go and read well his book, Failure of States, before organizing another interview. 49 heads of state in Banjul means that Banjul was hosting a summit attended by 49 presidents of different countries in Africa. 3 marks. 2. Identify and illustrate 3 thematic concerns evident in this extract, 6 marks. Poverty. All families depended on the kiosk for their livelihood. The streets did not have sidewalks. Most Gambians live in slums. There needs to be more water for the neighborhoods. Corruption. Traffic checkpoints sprout everywhere, creating an enabling ground for guards to extort bribes from passers-by. Poor governance. The author says that the 49 heads of state in Banjul all looked happy because they had escaped troublemakers from their home countries. This evidences poor leadership in African countries. There can only be trouble in a country with a leadership crisis. 3. Identify and explain 2 styles used in the excerpt. 4 marks. Irony. The narrator says, 49 foreign heads of state were in Banjul for the summit. All looked happy, and why not? Had they not escaped from troublemakers in their home countries? They saw ahead of them and stayed free from trouble here, in the Gambia. The irony of this statement is that the leaders are acting unaware that they are the creators of the problems. They are running away from their own countries. It is ironic that are running away from their own countries. It is ironic that the heads of state are happy to be in the Gambia, a country battling its problems, which apparently are worse than their own. Through this irony, the playwright highlights the pretentious nature of the heads of state and the theme of hypocrisy. Vivid description. The writer uses words to paint clear mental images in the reader's mind. This enables the audience to understand the text better. The scenery is vividly described as the country prepares to receive the heads of state. Bulldozers dispatched at night in slum clearance exercises. Demolished roadside kiosks on which whole families depend for their livelihood. This description points out the rare atmosphere of the bitterness of rural Gambia, characterized by hustles and bustles. 4. What does the author mean when he says, had they not escaped from troublemakers in their home countries? 4 marks. The author shows the irony in the reason for the heads of state's happiness in visiting Banjul. This equally portrays the trouble the heads of state have left behind, escaping from the problems they have solely originated through their poor leadership practices. 5. Explain the meanings of the following vocabulary used in the excerpt. 4 marks. A. Mesmerize, to make something or a place the most distinct and stunning to attract. B. Demolish, to tear down something or destroy it. C. Extort, to obtain something by force, intimidation, or unlawful use of power. D. Summit, a gathering or an assembly of leaders.